is DotaCommentary.com broadcasting the Premier League 2. And we're featuring Eclypsia versus...
Complexity.
Yes.
I didn't know if you wanted me to lead into that or something. I was just like, dude, you only want me to say Complexity, that's it?
Alright, so the Spectre pick again on the last pick. That's a little bit odd, but not too surprising considering that how Jo is going to be playing the Spectre. I mean, both teams have a somewhat of a team fight kind of lineup. Who do you think this favors? Who do you like the picks and bans a little bit more?
I'm a pretty big fan of Eclypsia's lineup. They just have so many disables. Look at all these disables, man. There's so many. And I can't really... I think in terms of laning, Eclypsia also, I think, has a pretty good advantage of winning one of the best laners in the game. In terms of melee support, Earthshaker is pretty strong. Spectre can't really do too much. Panda is probably going to be hurt down in terms of laning overall. And Broodmother, she can be fought pretty effectively by the Sand King. So I'm favoring Eclypsia in the early and mid game, but Complexity is the team that you don't want to mess with. If you give them any room to breathe, they'll take a deep breath and dive right back into the game.
Deep breath is, they'll take more than a deep breath, let me tell you that. Of course, I talked about how Sankey will be given to Mania, but, you know, as I make any prediction, it will be the complete opposite. Mania is going to be playing the Shaker here. Migo is going to be playing the Windrunner. Sankey is going to be handled by Playmate, our newest addition to Team Eclypsia. Angel will be going to the mid, I assume, with the Storm Spirit. Rise playing that support Lesh. So it is going to be a defensive dual lane top, I do assume, and a dual lane bot. So some good old 0.4 AB lanes.
Looks like there's going to be Crystal Main supporting the Spectre, and Lena's going to help out the Spectre, so in terms of trial, Spectre can't really get too much better than that. Two 600 range heroes with a good amount of burst damage and nuke power. Whoever's on the top lane for Eclypsia is going to be in a lot of trouble. And and Lena, of course, has that smoke and deceit.
Lena's got 625 on that range, man. That 25 makes
so crucial.
Yeah, man. Broodmother picks up double damage room. We'll be using the web to farm, but you got to keep in mind that Playmate has the natural advantage. Got a pair of Sensuality. Boy, he's really prepared for Hannah. And Hannah's going to have a tough time, in my opinion, on the bot lane. It's going to be a dual lane mid as Rise helps out here as well. Jo's going to start up here. I do expect either Crystal Maiden or Lena to come out. I don't expect this melee to stay by himself for a long time, because he's not going to get too much farm with Rise and Angel constantly taking pot shots at him.
In terms of melee solo mid laners, Panda is one of the best, but he's already getting Split Earth. He's already at half HP. Panda's not going to have too much fun in this mid lane. And if you get Storm Spirit any amount of farm, what was that Thunderclap? That just whiffed everything.
Use it for a creep, man. He's desperate. He's rushing for a quick bottle, I guess. Might as well. I mean, a lot of Shadow Fiend player level 2, you know. Just raise them to get that quick bottle, because you need that gold.
And right now we see Fluff nicely de-warding the pull camp so they can do some pulling, deny some experience to the Eclypsia lineup. But right now, Eclypsia, they've been handling themselves okay. Now looks like the supports are coming in to scare away the Eclypsia lineup. And if they leave Spectre to farm alone, she will get quite dangerous. Of course, it takes a little while for her to ramp up until she gets to that point. And in order for them to help out the Panda, they're going to need to send out one or two heroes into the mid lane. Panda already almost out of regen. Not a good look for Jo.
Yeah, I think you want to send out Crystal Maiden. She has a better AoE. She actually could set up a clap better than an LSA would. So I do expect after they control the lane on the top lane here, they will send the Crystal Maiden in. And they are going to have Mikey to play the carry. So that goes back to what I said earlier. Mikey definitely could play multiple roles. Despite that, I think he is playing support for his team. Back on the bot lane here, you can see Playmate just having whatever he wants against Hannah Montana. And that's simply because Sanking, again, counters the Broodmother very easily. He is taking points in the Cosmic Finale, and that Broodmother can't even stay near the creep wave, which is exactly where she wants to be. Again, we're seeing the bug on the Glyph, as, you know, I don't think any team's using it, so this is really I think Valve needs to look into it. I think Glyph is one of the most important thing in the game. And
yeah, you definitely can't. I mean, in order to stop pushing lineups, you need full access to the Glyph, so hopefully it won't stop any of the big landed tournaments that are going on today. Hopefully that won't become too big of an issue.
I feel sorry for whoever's playing against Navi right now, who doesn't have access to Glyph when they need it. Like, that's a cruel and unusual punishment, if you ask me.
It's a basic human freedom that's being denied to them.
Yes, exactly.
But they're playing the Ukraine, they're not playing the United States. Anyway, Fluff and Mike just going to keep down Miggle and Mania. They are not going to have too much fun, but again, Panda is a hero who needs a decent amount of farm. Of course, he's still really good without items, but in order for him to be game-breaking, he needs drums, blink dagger, stuff like that. He's still useful, but not so much.
Yeah, he's truly effective with item and levels as well. As we see Lesh now doing some damage to that tower. They're not going to bring it down anytime soon, but, you know, makes the next push a little bit easier. Bottle gets picked up by Jo, so he's going to try to use his clap as much as possible to push the creep wave and ensure himself he gets the runes. I'm keeping my eyes closed, peeled on the top and mid lane here, but seems like we're not going to have too much kills. On the top lane, you do see Mania just using his really good positioning to stay far back to make sure that the Crystal Maiden and the Lina won't get into position to get for a kill. And all he really need to do is stay back to make sure that Windrunner don't die. Back on the mid lane, same thing for Panda. Stay close to your tower, use clap the farm, get yourself the runes, and it should be okay. So, quite defensive play from
Oh,
both
nice
sides.
fissure block by Maynard, keeping Fluff firmly locked in place. But the Frost Nova is going to be enough to scare away the Radiant opponents, and Crystal Maiden ever so menacing in the early game. Not too much after that, but still extremely dangerous in the early game. Is going to usher everybody away. Meanwhile, it looks like Lesh is roamed to the bottom lane just to collect the rune. They're not going to leave Storm Spirit in Soul Lane, which I think they can do at this point. But I guess they're pretty comfortable. Just lock down Storm Spirit, leave Sand King alone to deal with the Brood Mother, and just leave sort of the top lane to the Wolves.
I mean, top lane's doing rather fine, in my opinion. Let's see how Miguel's doing. Miguel's got 8 last hits, so he's doing quite alright. Comparing to the Spectre, though, Spectre's got 22 and 5 denies. The 5 deny, of course, key in terms of getting, lowering the EXP gain of Mania and Miguel on the top lane. Back in mid, we do see Lesh picked up Invis, going to be going on the top lane. There's a bite. IX Mike's going to get stunned. A second stun follow. He misses the stun, but the Diabolic either should be enough. LSA's going to try to chop the trees. Trying to run up, it's not going to be enough. Now Rise going on Fluff. Can he get a double? It's going to be close. The creep wave coming in right now. Fluff taking some physical damage, but we'll be regening up with Tango, and Rise decides not to chase. But First Blood goes from an Invis gang. Pretty nice here for Eclypsia on the top lane, which you don't expect them to get too much of anything, in fact.
Meanwhile, Broodmother is now regaining control of that bottom lane, is doing quite well, has picked up that soaring. Meanwhile, Sand King picked up a really fast energy booster, so he's going to have a lot of mana, but right now he doesn't have too much at all. That gank on the top lane almost failed just because of that splitter. They wouldn't have the required burst damage. I think if they landed splitter, they could have gone on the Crystal Maiden a little bit sooner and gotten a double kill perhaps, but still, first blood is first blood. Take what you can get, keep the Spectre back. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm personally not really liking the skill choice of Flaming on the bottom. I feel like if you go Cosmic Finale, then you should, put more points into it. Level 1 of each is not really too effective to do anything. I think right now Broodmother could definitely take a level 1 Cosmic Finale. And he's really out-nuking Playmate at this point because he has Soul Ring, Web Regen, plus Soul Ring 8 Mana Regen. It's pretty insane if you ask me. Back in the mid lane here, Rise waiting for the 6th rune. And that's the good thing about having a dual lane mid, because you can try to ensure yourself to get as much runes as I to the main team. Jo sees a rune, is going to be in bot immediately. I think he just guessed bot, because yeah, there's no wards up. Engagement happening on the top lane here. Miguel, very low HP. Wow, the Dragon Slave hits him right in the face. Went for a power shot kill on Mikey. Mikey dodges it and gets a kill in return. Nicely done.
Mikey going for a really fast phase boots instead of the standard Ring of Health into Vanguard and then going all that stuff, but just checking out the farm really fast. Playmate, although he's being harassed quite a bit, has the most farm in the game, compared, has 9 more creep kills than Broodmother, 7 rather. And it looks like Mania might be in a little bit of trouble, just a little bit of light strike, array, harassment. Gonna get a fissure, gonna get a little bit of power shot, and that's pretty much the end of that engagement. Looks like there's gonna be a teleport on top. Mikey is quite low. Jail with the double damage rune, and he is level 6, so he can go on that rampage, but it looks like...
I think they're gonna try to tower push with this? No, yeah, that was a very hopeful teleportation. There was no diving going on by Eclypsia. And really, I think that was a waste of a TP, and now Jo has to go all the way back to the main lane, where, again, Stormstar is having a time of his life, level 6.5 already. We'll be going for 7 very, very soon. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane here, Hannah Montana, again, despite what I said about having a weaker matchup, has won the lane. You can see that he's using his micro to send Spiderlings in the jungle to actually catch up the farm and to accelerate his farm as well. So I feel like Complexity's laning is working out decently, at least for the bot lane, but for top and mid, I do believe Eclypsia has his lead there.
Yeah, I mean, Spectre's getting a decent amount of free farm, but she has been forced to spare herself out salves and stuff like that. I picked up the phase boots are going to go for that early ganking, like you suggested. Of course, like with the Spectre, you always want to farm as much as possible. Any moment of farm is a peaceful moment as the spirits are summoned by the Panda. Rise is going to go down, probably for sure. Rise is quite quick. He's speeding away. He's going to drop the Edict. He mounts up, but he does take the fall. Fluff comes in from the rear. Going to try to kill Angel. Angel balls out just in the nick of time. Mikey taunts in. Couldn't really get too much done. He's going to just try to push it away, but that just goes back to, like you said, they use Spectre very offensively and come out with the Pen ultimate and the Haunt ultimate having similar cooldowns. They're going to be able to get this whenever they want.
Yep, that's why he went for the face boot first. Generally, defensive farming type of Spectre just goes for Ring of Health and staying in lane all day, but exactly, that's not how Complexity plays their lane. But back on the top lane here, Migo pushing it to get some damage. Again, not going to bring it down anytime soon. It makes the pushes afterwards a little bit easier. Sanking pushing the bot lane as well. Got the Arcane Boots finish. We'll be working on Blink Dagger next, but won't be done anytime soon with that. Mikey journeying back to top lane to get more farm. In terms of that kill going on in the mid lane, though, they did force the Panda ultimate. It does have a fairly long cooldown, but since we're so early in the game, it won't really matter too much. You're not really going to save it for teamfire, things like that. H-Ring gets popped on the mid lane here. Rise, oh, luckily he did not get hit by that collab, or he would have died very easily.
Meanwhile, the gold graph very, very even. Of course, it doesn't mean too much this early in the game, but neither team conceding a tower, neither team getting too much done in terms of ganks. But if you leave the Dire to keep farming, they're definitely going to have the advantage. Of course, in terms of overall how fast you can get that farm, I think Radiant has a little bit of advantage if they get fast Blink Daggers, but if you leave Dire alone in the long run, then they are going to just beat up the Radiant extremely hard.
There was a teleport gank on the bot lane here. I think Angel made a mistake. He walked past the Broodmother Web. It gives very small vision, but it does give vision nonetheless. But Hannah is going to get dust and pulled, and there's a Burrow Strike to follow, but they are going to get the kill. I assume, yes, they are. Yeah. Took a lot of damage on Angel and took a lot of mana as well, but no teleport scrolls coming in. Angel free to bolt out of there. Back on the top lane, are we going to try to set up some kills? Nope. So a very good game by the Storm Spirit. Gets himself a little bit more advantage on that bot lane. He is going to be going for that build patented by G, which is the Arcane Boots first, and then you're going to go for the Bloodstone by disassembling your Arcane into back to the Energy Booster.
And looks like they want to get a little bit of push going on in the mid lane. Pen ultimate still has 40 seconds left, and when you said the Storm Spirit was waltzing, I couldn't really picture that very well. He's quite a fat gentleman. But meanwhile, Playmate getting some free farm on the bot lane. He's picked up a Ring of Health, so maybe going for that Vanguard, or maybe just going for some regen. He's going to pop the Sandstorm, and that's into, unfortunately for Playmate, is the Radiance, so Hannah Montana is going to be thwarted in her attempts to harass and get her Broodling Army back up to count.
We do see Invis gets picked up on the top lane, but I do believe Radiant does see it. Yeah, they have wards up everywhere to make sure no shenanigan happens. Jo has gone for face boot, his Panda ultimate, in 6 or 7 seconds. I think they're going to try to use that to their advantage. There's a smoke on Lena, but it's going to be a very difficult stunt to land on anyone. We're on the top lane here. Tower is going to go down. Eclypsia takes the first blood in terms of tower counts.
I was just about to say, this space is really favoring Complexity, but looks like Eclypsia managed to pick up a tower, going to get much needed gold. Earthshaker, not close to the Arcane Boots or whatever he wants to get. It looks like Jo is getting ganked, or he was harassed quite a bit by the Storm Spirit, did not split, and Angel is completely out of mana. Is forced to retreat. He has Arcane Boots, but he has no bottle charges, so he's going to back off for now. And meanwhile, Playmate on the bottom lane, he's saving up a lot of gold, or 900 gold, but it's not really too close to his Blink Dagger. But so still, I think Complexity is doing quite well in terms of the pace of the game. Spectre has 118 gold, probably going to ship out that Vanguard. No, just a Vit booster, so she's not faring too well.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to get her farm. I don't think really Miguel's going to be enough by himself to keep Mikey from farming. But he feels at least safe enough. He doesn't need the he feels a little bit more defensive. Generally, if you feel safe enough, you could farm by buying a Ring of Health. But I feel like he's afraid of a gank, and that's why he's going for the HP item first in the Bit Booster. Same thing for Playmate on the bot lane. We see a big zip. There's a pull against Hannah. We're going to see an ultimate being channeled here just as well to make sure they get the kill. And I do believe Hannah's going to go down. He's going to try to zip or walk away, but I really don't think he's going to get blocked into it. No teleport scroll coming in. Hannah still very close. He's going right in, and it does. No, the Burrow Strike, the second Burrow Strike from Playmate was able to do it. Look at what Playmate's building. He's getting a Ring of Health. I think he's going to go Vanguard first, which against a dire lineup like this, not too bad. There's a lot of burst damage coming in.
Yeah,
so.
Man, I already said that.
I thought you were talking about the Spectre.
Nah, you got Ring of Health. He was quite low when he got it, so maybe it was just for a little bit of regen. Maybe he'll just go for Blink Dagger after that. But building a Vanguard right off the bat, he does have the Vanguard gold. I'll never forgive you for that, for insulting my honor. It's just not going to happen. Meanwhile, Spectre is going to be harassed down by Miguel quite heavily, but Spectre still 203 gold, checking out the creep scores really fast. Spectre 40 CS in 12 minutes, not the greatest farm for a hard carry. Meanwhile, Broodmire 66 but 0 and 2. Playmate has 77 CS. 101. So Playmate's going to get pretty fast blink dart, I think. He should be relatively unopposed, and looks like there's going to be a little bit of harassment on the bot lane, but that's not too much for the Radiant to be concerned about. And they're trying to get a push on the mid lane, and with the Edict, and they can get it, but the Pan ultimate is up.
Well, let's see if Pan ultimate's going to come in right now. He's trying to use his ultimate, but dead stun right here. Rise is going to go down for sure. They're not going to use their ultimate just for Rise. Shaker, of course, was out of there already. So there's one kill going in the direction here for Complexity. 14 minutes in the game, 13 minutes in the game. I'm starting to see an issue here against Team Complexity. The Radiant squad is so mobile, and there's a lot of slows on the Dire squad. I don't think they're going to get too many kills. Cloud's not going to do too much when there's things like the zip from the zip, wind run, burrow strike, blink dagger, force staff. There's going to be a lot of items during the mid game, and Complexity is already having difficulty getting kills. Like for example, this Lina, she's never really going to get close enough, and nor does she have enough time to drop her LSA because casting animation I think is really long.
Yeah, so man, she's got Fiery Soul.
She's got Fiery what?
She's got Fiery Soul. NP catch up everybody. Looks like Playmate is just getting... Yep.
That's an issue, man.
Playmate's getting harassed quite heavily. They're doing a nice job keeping this Broodmire down. Always getting dust. When you get dust, you should get a kill. So nice job by Angel getting those dusts. And Playmate extremely close to the Blink Dagger, 300 gold away. And once it gets a Blink Dagger, they should be able to take a team fight. Of course, Panda, if he has his way with it, or Broodmaster rather, then there won't be any team fights that Complexity can't win. But with the really underfarmed Spectre and a pretty farmed Playmate, it's going to be a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Playmate in a little bit of trouble right now. Looks like Angel is going to be initiating on Fluff, but I think Angel's in a bigger trouble. We actually don't have Laguna Blade just yet. Level 5 on Lina. Very unfortunate. As you see, Migo just sitting on the top lane here, really not afraid of anything because he realized that a lot more attention is being focused on the bot lane with Fluff, making sure that no one's dying. Back in the mid lane here, Mikey's trying to farm here instead because Migo's harass on top is just simply too much. He is going to have his Vanguard very soon. Just about 2 more creep kills. Again, having a tough time. Seems like Eclypsia very happy to stay behind the tower, behind the river, and just keep nuking, keep harassing, and making sure that the carry on the other side are not getting that much farming return.
Drunken Haze being dropped on Miggle. Is he going to go for a solo kill? He's definitely going to be able to TP out just in time. Meanwhile, not much action on the mid lane. Spectre Han is up along with the Panda ultimate, so they can defend if they want to. Meanwhile, Bruma is doing a nice job cutting off the creep wave, going to try to put a little bit of pressure on this tower. I don't think she'll be able to get it unless Playmate is just completely inattentive. He's forced to retreat because he was harassed quite hard. And now looks like Angel jumps in for Mikey. Mikey is going to try to get out of there. Echo Slam is dropped. Mikey is so low HP. They're going to go for Crystal Main instead. They're going to get neither. Not really good focus firing by the Eclypsia side, and Main is going to be the first one to fall. A little bit sloppy by Eclypsia.
That's a big mistake. Fluff is... Oh, Cyclone actually miscommunication. Fluff would have hit that LSA. Cloud would miss on the Storm Spirit as well. Here's the support. Here coming from Eclypsia. Fluff himself is going to go down. Misplay by Jayo. Wow, that cost him an extra kill on Storm. And then lost some Fluff. That did not work out. But hey, you can't get everything.
Sloppy play on both sides. I definitely think they could have easily killed the Spectre. And Spectre's finished the Vanguard now, so she's going to be pretty difficult to take down. So they might have lost a couple of their... one of their only chances, of course. You know, if Sand King picks up a Link Dagger and stuff like that, then they should be just fine. But still, any kill you can get out of the Spectre is a win in any situation in the game. But fortunately for Eclypsia, they managed to pick up another tower. They have a 2-tower lead. And Playmates managed to pick up the Blink Dagger just now.
Yeah, very surprised for him to go for the Ring of Fell. I guess for the region, like you suggested, like twice, and I didn't hear it. Maybe he's going to get the Vanguard later on. We'll see. But we do see Winter coming in. Seems like Eclypsia got the top, got the mid, now going to focus on the bot. It's always a very dangerous thing to try to push Broodmother's lane, because with a couple of teleport scrolls, suddenly you basically, if you don't have a escape mechanism, you're going to be dead. Because there's, webs lying everywhere. That Broodmother's going to be insanely fast. He could be scouting you with spider lanes that you don't even know. It's always a danger to push against Broodmother's lane, but if you have 4 right here, that should be fine. But meanwhile, it looks like we might have a gank attempt on the top lane as well. Purple should be okay, given the fact that he is Storm Spirit. Although, yeah, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, it looks like Angel was a little bit unaware. He walked up and then Fluff just dispelled the smoking by casting that Dragon Slave. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Boomerang's tower is going to be died. They're going to get a shackle shot on Hannah Montana. Are they going to be able to do anything from that? Haunt is dropped. Brewmaster did teleport in, and the tower stays alive. Dagger going to be dropped just to dissuade the Radiant opponents. And it looks like the Radiant side still managed to get their tower, so even though they lost somebody, I don't know if they can still keep these trades, but as long as Spectre is not anywhere close to a relic, then these trades will work out just fine.
Miko trying to run away here. He is in a little bit of trouble. His team decides to not chase. Clutch TP by Mania there. Just TP in the thick of time. But nick of time is what I'm trying to say. But actually the wind runner lasted the tower. So I guess that was a win. But now it looks like the push is coming the other way. Miko needs to wind run out, and she does do so. But that's going to forfeit the life of this tower. I don't think anyone could TP in.
Oh, Epicenter is being channeled. They're going to go on Mikey with the Epicenter. They're going to not kill anybody. They're going to drop the dial because Mikey is surely going to go down. Yes! No, Mikey is so tank, and Jo is going to focus down Rise. Looks like Stormspeed's going to zip and get double kill. Nicely played by Angel. And it looks like Jo is going to be in a lot of trouble. No ultimate, and another nice win by Eclypsia. Eclypsia is going to go on the pursuit, try to chase down that Broodmother. They do have the dust. They're going to zip in, try to get the pull off. Pull mana is still on cooldown, and looks like Hannah Montana will be able to escape in the nick of time, but they killed the Spectre, and they managed to kill the Panda as well, so both of the pretty heavy farmers on the Dire side managed to die in that exchange, so nicely played by Eclypsia. I thought for sure the Spectre would escape, but Angel had other things to say.
That Spectre got totally juked out by some forest fogs and whatever else. Yeah, in Dota 1 and in Dota 2, that Spectre daggered through trees, never really working as it should. I think he wanted to go in deeper in that case, but would have ate a split earth in either case. So, yeah, he was dead. A Storm Spear was on him. So right now, if you're Complexity, what do you really do? You predicted earlier to be the BKB first as the item choice for Broodmother. Seems like Hannah thinks that it's better to go Orchid. Do you agree with this?
No. That's my answer. Anyway, Orchid, of course, will shut down a lot of spellcasters if they can disable the Leshrac, who's pretty immobile. Of course, if they can get the Storm Spirit, all the better. But just look at how many stuns there are on the Radiant lineup. Even if you disable some of the heroes on the Radiant side, they can still chain stun you to death. Shackle Shot, Fissure, Aftershock, Pull, Split Earth, all that jazz. It's going to do so much work in terms of taking down this Broodmother. Broodmother's only real escape at this moment is just her high move speed in the webs, and I don't think Eclypsia is too threatened by the Orchid, even if she managed to get one, and she only has the Oblivion Staff, so she's not farming tremendously well.
I completely agree. I feel like if the situations flip, if you're up by 3 towers, 4 to be soon. If you're up by 4, then go by all means go for the Orchid. It's a decent item if you're ahead. Silence gonna be good. But if you're behind like this, you have to go for BKB. Jay walks right in, and the chain stun is what you mentioned. Jay will never get his ultimate on. In fact, he got chain stun. Shackle Shot here on IX. My Playmate might be going down. He will have Sandstorm soon. I think Sandstorm's coming off cooldown. So can we get a little bit blocked? We do have a Slurve, making sure he does survive. Playmate is gonna Burrow Strike now. Here comes buyback from Jail. He gets shackled up, and of course Fissure as well. Mikey gets 1 kill, fluffing stuff. How good is that LSA? He is gonna hit that one. I do believe, yes, Mania's gonna go down as well. Buyback here from Jail, turning this fight around. Didn't even have to use his ultimate. Mania trying to run out. I don't think he's gonna survive. Clap not gonna hit, and yeah, no, he's gonna go down. No way he's gonna be running from 3 or 4. So still pretty big win. They did kill Jail though, and force a buyback. So it's a pretty even team fight if you ask me.
Yeah, unfortunately they did lose Lesh and Earthshaker, so Earthshaker's Dire is going to be delayed. Even Earthshaker has 700 gold in the bank, probably up to 1k before that death. And meanwhile, Jo still has his ultimate, so they can get a push going, which they probably should be able to do on the top lane. Meanwhile, Broodmother doing that Broodmother thing on the bot lane, just going to try to get that last hit. It was enough to destroy it. Epicenter is going to be channeled. Hannah Montana dodging every pulse. There was no detection, unfortunately. So a little bit of a misplay by Playmate and Miggle right there. And Broodmother is just going to get a tower for free, so Complexity suddenly back in this game in full force.
Yeah, they're not that back in it, especially if Rise hits 3-man stun. Rise in a little bit of trouble though. Mania as well, and Mikey is gonna chase despite being half HP. Ultimate being used on the Panda to get 8 stun here on Mania. Mania drops his Echo before he dies. There's a Cyclone on the Lesh. Are they gonna keep on chasing? They can. Waiting for the second stun on the Panda. He just dropped, but the teleport scroll is gonna ward everyone away. Who's that coming? That is the Sand King with the Blink Dagger. He's gonna blink forward, get Cyclone. Great micro from Jo. Jo does have Drum Charge. He's gonna pop it to run. He's phasing out right now. And that should be it. Really good micro from Jo. One of the best Panda player I've seen in the pro game.
Meanwhile, Spectre inching ever so dangerously close to that relic. 30k gold in the bank, and I don't know if they'll be able to get a gank off. She's gonna go back to heal, so Quantic, their time is... It looked better earlier on, but since then, oh, a beautiful zip-in by Angel is going to try to get a double kill on Jail as well. Jail might be a little bit too tank, especially with that Drunken Haze not proccing. Of course, the Overlord charge is still charged, even though he misses a lot. And looks like Jail is going to be able to escape, going to try to get a kill on IX Mike. One more hit. Oh, that Crystal Maiden flirting with death is going to be able to escape just fine. And meanwhile, on the bot lane, Broodmother has got that army of spiders.
Normally that double D slowing, or yeah. Normally we'll be slowing her down, but somehow made it out there. I was actually very surprised. I thought for sure that the Stormster with that Orb hit would have done it. A lot of Spiderlings, but one thing I want to point out with these Spiderlings, I feel like the Radiant's been making a bucket load of gold from it. I've seen like multiple dual nukes, like a fissure and a split earth, and your entire wave of spiders gone. So yeah, I think Hannah's got to really take good care of those Spiderlings, because for example, that patch of Spiderling right there, that's 300 gold, 400 gold, probably more.
Planet picked up a Void Stone, so he's going to try to go for a Hex, which is a nice item. He's not going to finish it anytime soon. Meanwhile, just checking out the Spectre's farm, 3k gold in the bank, and Eclypsia, I think they gotta do something. They gotta either get some map control, get either the bottom tier 2 or the mid tier 2 in order to secure a Roshan advantage. Otherwise, Complexity is going to get a little bit too farmed, and Jo has not been dying. He's 3k or 300 gold away from Blink Dagger, so slowly but surely, Complexity is inching themselves back in the game, and they're getting the items that they desperately need.
Yeah, I mean, right now I see like Eclypsia, they're getting good map control, and that's kind of what you need, as we see. Maybe engagement against Playmate. Playmate pops the Sandstorm and be like, yo, maybe another time, as you don't have an Orchid yet. No, actually he does. I'm surprised he didn't Orchid immediately. Okay, that was a misplay here by Hannah, I think.
Game is paused just so we can watch the whistling winds of the Sandstorm.
That's what I mean. I'm not sure if you caught that cast. Sometimes when you're pausing the game and there's a TP scroll going off, I could stand the whistling wind. I can't stand teleport scrolls. Or the Doom sword, Doombringer sword's like it's freaking. It has like fuel in it or something. There was a blind dust to make sure to get the Broodmother. Unfortunately, they did not find it, but they will find the tower. Tower ain't moving anywhere. Edict is gonna easily bring that one down.
I was just about to say, where did the tower? I think he's gone. A Blink Dagger is purchased by the Brewmaster. Tower's gonna take the fall. Free tower, that's going to be pretty instrumental in securing a Roshan advantage, because the Radiant tower is still up in the mid lane. And meanwhile, it looks like the Dire, they just want to take it a little bit slow, trying to get Mikey some farm. He has picked up the Relic. It's on its way, so that 1200 gold away from the Radiance. So
yep.
Let's just check out Earthshaker's farm really fast. If you can get a Blink Dagger. He's 600 gold away from the Blink Dagger, but keep in mind Haunt and Blink Dagger Panda is very nice against Earthshaker. Very nice.
Especially, it's very nice. Especially if the Dire squad they're not really shy to use that taunt. They will use it offensively. But Crystal Maiden is going to get initiated. We want to do a Panda trying to counter initiate. There's a stun. There's a shackle. Jail's not getting his ultimate off until everyone's so far away. Women's going to force half himself out. Here comes Mikey. There's a slow on Migo. There's a silence on him as well, but he will have power. Oh, yeah, he's going to windrun himself out of there. They're going to keep on chasing Mikey, going for it. Rise, meanwhile, a little bit of trouble trying to TP. I think he will make it. Mania, give me Enchant Totem. Yes, they're going to keep chasing on. Oh my goodness, Mikey eats to the one
Epicenter channeled! Oh, all these ultimates. Can you hold all these ultimates, Spectre? Clearly not, as Hannah Montana caught without a web in a hard place. Just gonna get destroyed. Jail ultimate managed to blink and get a kill on the Earthshaker. No ultimate in the back, and looks like they're gonna go for Fluff. Fluff is gonna become... Gonna get the kill on Playmate.
Laguna Blade up on that Sand King. Angel will have the mon. It's gonna zip out. Nice dodge, but here comes Jail. He's still falling. He wants to kill. One crit, two, three crits in a row, and one more hit's gonna do it. But here comes Rise trying to ward him away. Rise just a defensive play. Migo's gonna go out as well. Keep in mind that Blink Dagger is coming out. Pull down for Jail. Is he gonna jump? I don't think it's the best choice. He's gonna jump back right now. Intense team fights coming out right now. I gotta say it favors Eclypsia.
I don't really agree with that. He waited a while for that buyback. So I'm not really too sure about that buyback, Playmate.
Who bought back?
Playmate.
Ah, okay.
But he waited a while. He waited like 20 seconds.
I don't think it was on cooldown, so it's just he just waited. Yeah, that was his first death, so it was definitely not on cooldown. He didn't die before. Yeah, maybe it was not the best buyback, but he saw Panda menacingly again waltzing in. Don't talk about big man can't waltz. I mean, there's a waltz is a dance, right? Big man can dance.
He's not menacing. Look at that face. He's so cute.
That's true. He's pretty cute.
Mania is very close to his dagger, only about 300 gold away, and if they can wait, they can sort of wait out the Radiance damage. Of course, Mikey 900 gold away from his Radiance, but that 900 gold, I think it's a little bit more difficult than farming the actual relic sometimes. It is just so deceiving how far away you are from that Radiance. But Mikey just going to play it safe, going to farm in the jungle, try to keep himself away from harm. Meanwhile, Storm Spirit getting quite farmed. He has a Bloodstone, has another Ultimate Orb. So if you leave a Storm Spirit unchecked for a while, this is what happens. You have a lot of mana regen, you have a decent amount of HP, and you can zip in any which way. And even if he doesn't have X, guess what? You have like 5 other stuns on your side.
Exactly. I mean, stun is the name of the game, and complexity, yes, Hannah does have that orchid, but so far hasn't been too effective in keeping himself alive. I do believe, yeah, Radiant's going to keep on putting on map control. Sooner or later, they're going to start going to Roche Pit. They don't have a lot of physical damage to bring him down very quickly, but, I mean, when you have Diabolic Edict, when you have Shackle Shot and Woodrunner, you could actually stun him for quite a bit of time and try to do it, but I still don't think that's what they're going for. They want to kill, they want a tower, at least at tier 2 at the mid and top as well. They want to take these. Mikey in a little bit of trouble. I don't think Asian should jump, and neither does he. He's going to play it safe. Shaker got himself the blink, and now it's game on.
Game on, as looks like the gold graph is steadily climbing in the Radiant's favor. If they can get a tower push or a Roshan advantage, that'll help them weather the storm of the Spectre Radiance, because it's still 500 gold away. I'm paying so much attention to it because it's such a key point, as it looks like IX Mike is going to be in a lot of trouble. IX Mike is definitely going to be the first one to fall. IX Mike taking so much damage, oh my god! IX Mike, who survives long enough, Storm Spirit is going to die to the Lina. Nicely played by Complexity, trading a Crystal Main for a Storm Spirit, a farm Storm Spirit at that. Nicely done.
Yeah, it was not supposed to be a trade, but they got it. Now we have a Blinket ultimate here from the Panda, trying to get a stun. Rice is stunned. They're going to go down. Tier 1 tower is going to get brought down immediately. Wimmer's saying, I don't think she should stay here. She's trying to go for the deny. Maybe she's going to get it. And we got a backstab from Playmate. Playmate scares everyone away. He's going to focus on Fluff. There's a cycle here. Stormstar zips right back in. Going to go for Mikey. Mikey gets silenced. LSA is going to be on top of him. Shackle Shot will match. The stun.
Don't die.
Mikey can never run. Stormstar will keep you up. Keep up. You know he's going to zip backwards. He's going to zip forward again. What is Angel doing? Just another stun from Fluff, hitting all these stuns. Angel gotta go backwards. Hannah Mantan's gonna get one for a kill. Power shot not gonna miss.
Huge mistake by Angel. That was so big. And now Mikey is gonna have the Radiance buyback to feed. That is gonna be. That might change the game right there.
Buyback. He's gonna have the Radiance, and this next team fight is gonna get even harder.
That might be game changing, just that one team fight, and I don't think it can be underestimated in its importance. And Echo Slam is still online, but looks like Mania didn't skill a second point of Echo Slam. Next level build.
Misclick.
Next level build, dude.
Maybe during the team fight he didn't have the mana, but JO definitely does. He's going to go right in. There's a Force Staff and a Windrunner being used. Mania gets stun off, and there's a Blink backwards. And this is exactly what I mean. If you have mobility, you have a lot better chance of winning the game, but it seems like Complexity, instead of mobility, they just have, like, raw power. This is like Juggernaut, you know, not the Juggernaut the hero, but Juggernaut as in the comic.
Oh, yeah.
There's this flash or something. Like, you can be fast all you want, but a brick wall is coming.
Of course, actually, Angel didn't buy back. It was just the Bloodstone, like you mentioned.
Okay.
Ridiculously spawn time. But yeah, still a mistake. Spectre Radiance, 300 gold in the bank, gonna get very, very tanky. And now they have to worry about several things in the team fight. Of course, Broodmother working closer and closer to that BKB. So now they gotta worry about Panda Ultimates, Spectre Illusions, canceling everything. And suddenly Radiant's not looking as rosy as they did before. And what do you think Radiant needs to do in order to... I think, even though they have a slight lead, I don't know if it's big enough in order to make a difference, in order to sort of take a tier 2 tower or the Roshan. And I don't think
at this point on they could fight 5v5. They gotta go for ganks. It seems like that's what they're trying for. They have a lot of stuns, they have a lot of range and mobility. So if you see anyone outside position, just go pick him off. Yes, there is a risk of a Blink Panda coming in. There is a risk of Mikey coming in. So you gotta just pick your battle very wisely. But again, I don't think they can fight 5v5. They gotta go for a pick-off. Go for a tower, go for a Roche after those pick-offs. But this is right now, I think it's Complexity's game to lose. They have the better late game. If they could play the way they've been playing right now, the game is going to be a pretty easy victory, if you ask me.
Windrunner picks up a gem. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Going to be real useful in terms of counter warding and spotting that Broodmother, of course. Meanwhile, Angel going to keep. Maybe they're going to wait till they get a Hex up on Angel and then try to take the fight from there. He's only about 1700 gold away from that hex, so he's going to be able to get relatively soon if he's farming uninterrupted, but looks like Complexity are not going to wait for that to happen. They're going to blink in for Mania. Mania going to take so much damage, dies to the Ranged Spectre, and who haunted into a different location, going to go on Rise now. Rise is going to get 4-staffed away from Miggle, but the webs are popped. Orchid is popped on Miggle. Miggle is going to take a giant Laguna Blade to the face, and 2-0 in that fight, and keep in mind, Panda Ultimate was not used.
Yep, tier 2 is going to be going down for sure. Complexity, again, the big ball of muscle waiting in, just coming in. Tower's going to go down. Of course, Mania will respawn very soon. I think Complexity is going to go back and go for Roche right now. Stormshot realized that he cannot help the team. Will be pushing as hard as he can, which is pretty deep enemy base. Will force back some teleport scrolls. As you see Playmate trying to do something? Kill Spiderlings? No.
Yeah, he's got that arachnophobia. Had some bad experiences. Playmate has 2.4k gold in the bank. May gonna be able to pick up Mystic Staff soon. If Rain can mass BK or mass hexes, they might be able to stop the Spectre and the Panda, because keep in mind they still have a lot of disables, and disables they're quite good, in case you haven't noticed, guys.
Disable is, one of the stronger effects in the game, I would agree, but Hannah Montana very close to that Black King bar. Playmate chasing that string of Spirelings into the jungle, and he's looking for a kill against Spectre. Spectre will be getting extremely tanky. What should Spectre get right now? Go for a boot booster? Go for buyback? Blade mail? What is his item choice?
I think Manta Style would be pretty good, in my opinion. I don't really think he needs too much chasing ability, because he just sort of needs to last throughout the team fight, and keep in mind Manta Style and Spectre has that 35-second cooldown, and the illusions do a lot more damage than a ranged Manta Style. So I think Manta Style is going to give you a lot of tankiness, going to give you mobility. It gives you everything that Spectre needs. I don't know if Diffusal Blade is really necessary. Of course it's good at chasing, but you're not going to... I mean, ECL, they're going to win in team fights. They're not going to win by gank... Or they are going to win by ganks, but they excel in team fights as well. Haunt is going to be popped up.
To initiate here, and who is he going to reality? If it's going to be a Sanking Burrow Strike out. Storm is going to be waiting on the high ground. They're going to focus on Mikey, but he's so damn tanked. There's Panda to make sure that Spectre is going to keep on chasing. Haunt was used very offensively. They're going to push everyone back. So now, effectively, you have two ultimates that could push everyone back. Haunt and the Panda ultimate. And suddenly, again, Eclypsia are very good dancers, but are you going to dance around all these ultimates?
They need to go to the Panda waltzing school, apparently.
There you go, man.
Yeah, but it looks like...
Team.
Huh? Dota Dance Team?
Dota Dance Team, man.
You don't want Crystal Main to be your partner, apparently.
I do.
Anyway, looks like on the bottom lane, UCL, I don't know if they have a really solid game plan. I guess they're hoping for Complexity to make a mistake, but Complexity, one of those very methodical teams, and if they get to the late game, they're pretty powerful. I don't know if there's too many teams that can stop them in the mid to late game. And they have heroes who are tank enough to survive being out of position. They have a BKB Broodmother up very, very soon. They have Spectre, who's extremely tanky, has 3k gold in the bank, my god. JO 7k gold in the bank. So all these guys are rich.
Seems like we're going to have a backstab attempt here from Complexity. There is a pair of Sentry Ward on the ground, so that does see initiation. Mania is going to let them know that they know. That we know that you know that they know. Here we go, Hannah Montana. There's a big lag blink dagger coming in from Jo. All the stuns are misses. Panda uses his ultimate, thanking drops his own ultimate as well. Can you put off Hannah? Yes, Hannah is not dying right now. He doesn't have BKB, so he's gonna go back to the base. Flame is gonna go down. Mania is gonna go down. Stormster will be going down shortly. No, he's gonna zip away. Mania trying to run away. He gets Cyclone. He's gonna get dispelled, and the stuns are missing. But just too much. Too much.
Yes. I feel a little bit bad for ECL. They played decently in the early game, but they clearly didn't do enough to break the back of that is Complexity. And that was a team fight that they could have won. They channeled the Epicenter to the fullest. There was no Haunt, but just...
There was no BKB.
On Brood. But Dire's just getting too out of control. That Panda ultimate really showing how game-breaking it is in a team fight.
It really is a game-breaking ultimate. It stuns one person for 2 seconds, cyclones another person for 6 seconds. That is literally half your team being disabled.
Especially if you cyclone the Storm Spirit. My god, he's like the main source of all your damage. And he's not going for like a BKB or a Lincoln's. So maybe gonna see a shift in the Storm Spirit item builds against Panda. Might be a good idea.
Well, I mean, again, you need that initiation, you need that disable. Panda was able to get his ultimate off, and that just makes your team fight a lot harder. Spectre is going to go for the most standard item build in this case, going to be going for Heart, which, I mean, yeah, it's going to work perfectly, makes you even more tanky, and you're not going to die in this game. You're not going to die at all.
Yeah, I mean, Spectre tanked pretty much all of the pulses of the Epicenter. I mean, most of the team tanked a lot of the pulses from the Epicenter, and they still were in perfect condition in order to do whatever they wanted. 3k gold on Playmate. Are they going to be able to get the double hexes up? Even if they do, it's going to be pretty difficult. Good thing for the Radiant is that they have a lot of natural hex carriers. But Lina is a pretty good hex carrier herself. She has a Void Stone, going to be quite far away.
Oh, she's not going to farm for it. Or she's not going to have to farm for a hex. I mean, again, I don't want to count Eclypsia out. They have hex carriers, and hex carriers always means you have late game. Like, even those in heroes. But we're going to see Playmate in a little bit of trouble. There's a silence on him. There's going to be a slow and a bite. I do believe Playmate's going to go down for sure. Baroshrek, no! I think he's going to Baroshrek away, but...
Laguna Blade for the kill by Lina. Very, very necessary.
Just to make sure you get it. He's maxing fire so, man.
It's almost movement speed. It's almost 16 Lina. It's pretty spammable at this point in the game. 55 seconds. Yeah. Gonna be up by the next time they go for a gank. So I'm not really seeing too many ways Eclypsia can come back, and I'm not one to call a game early, but it's not looking so good.
Yeah, and B-Balling's always give me flack whenever I call games early, but you know, when B-Balling call it, the game plan's still the same for the Radiant. Go for pickoffs. That's the only way to do it. And they gotta start rolling me as 3 or 4. They need more than 1 or 2 to go for a pickoff. But again, if you find someone out of position, you definitely have enough spells and items to keep them chain stun and kill them quick. But I think in this case here, the only person you could really pick off is Lina or CM, because anyone else would survive long enough until Hunt comes in. And
Complexity realizes that the only way that ECL can really make a dominant comeback and take the racks is if they do get a pickoff. So they're doing a nice job positioning themselves. You know, people always say go for pickoffs, go for ganks, get yourself back in the game. But if you're far ahead enough, then the other team realizes that the only way for you to come back is to go for those ganks, that you can't really win in an upscale 5v5 team fight. Then they're going to do everything in their power just to avoid being picked off. We see the Chinese do this all the time. We see other top-level European teams do this all the time. And I don't think Complexity will give ECL the window. Of course, it can happen. Anything can happen in Dota. So many movements, so many things like that. But if you just keep it in mind, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
You know, I just said it could happen.
I completely agree. Stormster is
ran for the day.
Buying something. I'm surprised he did not go for Breach of Shroud right then and there, but perhaps saving for a buyback. The question is, when is Complexity going to push? Seems like they always love to play this game as long as possible. They'll wait. They'll keep waiting. There's no need for them to push until eventually they are going to push. Probably with like Aegis and like 4 cheese on Mikey or something.
They're going to wait till Crystal Main has a full item set. We see Panda picked up the Shiva's Guard, so even though there's not much physical damage being output on the ring, this is going to be Panda, if he does get stunned, if he does get silence and stuff like that, the physical damage that is outputted by the Rain side is going to be reduced greatly. And Edict, of course, won't do as much damage to that Panda either. Angel's just going to keep pressuring that top lane, but looks like they just don't care. They're just going to push in, and they realize that, hey, we're going to trade Raxes for a tier 2 tower. It's not a bad trade.
Yeah. Of course you want it for free, but it's not a bad trade. But unfortunately, this Mikey push slow. It's pretty slow. It's going to take him a while. Yellow's pushing bot. That is the Lesh. Storm's pushing top. So I think it might just be a free tower. Yeah, it's just a free tower. It's not really a trade. Stormster will be able to jump in. Stormster is threatening the Rax at this point. And Complexity, knowing Complexity, there's a very high chance of like, yeah, let's just back off.
Yeah, but it looks like there's only so much that Complexity are willing to be patient as well. Looks like they want this tower at the least. They might not get the Rax, but they want the tower at the very least. And UCL, they are going to teleport back. Leshrac teleports back, that is. And Angel is going to just keep going on that tier 3 tower. There's going to be a defensive fissure being dropped, but that tower is going to drop extremely quickly. And looks like Jao drops the Echo, or drops the Clap, the Shivas. They're going to kill the Rax at the very least.
Yep, Stormster is, and then they have to initiate right now. There's a Blink ultimate. Yes, indeed. There's silence on main, and no more spells for him. Miguel in trouble, out of mana at this point. Fluff and stuff is going to be chasing as well. There's a Hunt forcing everyone back. There's no need to chase at this point. Just go for the racks. Yes, indeed. They turn back, immediately destroy the melee racks, and they can go for the range as well. Force Staff on Crystal Maiden brings her out. CM, Lina, two sisters supporting this squad. They are the sisters, right, in Dota 2 lore?
I think they are actually the sisters. Jail's going to be jumped on. He does not have ultimate, but he's just so ridiculously tanked. Orchid is going to be dropped on Angel. Angel is going to back off. Playmate channeled the ultimate, and it didn't do anything. So it looks like Playmate's going to be the next one to die. Yes, Playmate is going to take the fall as well. Earthshaker, Playmate, both of the giant AoE ultimates are dropped. Playmate buys back, but looks like there's not really too much that the ECL team are going to do. They're going to try to be able to pick off Hannah Montana at the very least. Can they do it? Gets hexed, gets zipped on. No more mana on the Storm Spirit. The Storm Spirit's going to take so much damage. It looks like Hannah Montana is finally going to go down. Laguna Blade and Lina doing so much damage with that Fiery Soul. Wicked sick Lina. Don't see that very often.
And Mania pops his ghost trying to survive here, and it looks like Stormster zips right in. He's trying to go for Fluff. Fluff is going to go down for sure here. Stormster is still half mana, but really, who is he going to kill? The Panda? The Spectre?
The full HP Spectre, who's been like staring there all this team fight, just going, hey, what's up, guys?
He might be 8-clicking in. Like, they are going to kill Jail. Very surprised. There's a gem as well, but I think Mikey's... Why is he running?
I don't know. He can just stare and fight. Winner is going to get shackle shot. Looks like they might be able to kill Mikey. I'm going to say for sure. Yeah, they are going to kill Mikey. No.
What?
Mikey was just like, peace, guys.
No more pull, no more shackle, no more hex. Okay, time to go.
So racks are taken, several buybacks used on the rating, 26-16, just checking out the gold graph. I don't know if it's fully processed yet, 2,500 gold bench for the Dire, but that doesn't tell the whole tale, and I expect that gold graph to be swinging back down even further. Complexity, they are looking very, very strong at the moment. They're really abusing the fact that even in Dota 1, European teams did not pick the Panda very often, so they just exploring sort of that lack of knowledge, exploring the lack of experience against the Panda. But Panda is a hero that is here to stay, in my opinion.
Yeah, he definitely does a lot. Mid-game team fight, we see how effective he is. Early game anti-pushing, we see how effective he is. We saw him gank by a 1v2 situation. He popped his ultimate, turned it into a 2v2 gank, and got kills out of it, and we see it being so strong. But we do see the pick-off attempt again. This is where Eclypsia need to shine. And they're going to focus on Hannah. There's the sun coming in. Channel from Epicenter. They are going to kill Hannah for sure. No, he's trying. BKB's trying to come back. No, it was a 1v5 situation. They did get a pick-up. They're going to keep chasing Playmate. Oh, here comes the Haunt. Playmate's going to be dead. Force Staff out. Roshan back in and misses. And Playmate's still in trouble. He's going to get mech'd up. It's still okay for now. Rise is fighting. I'm not too sure what the hell he's doing. Shackle shot against the Spectre by himself. Spectre's going to keep going in. But the Sun's just going to keep on just littering against Mikey.
Mikey doesn't care. He can take all these stuns anyway. He's just going to regen back up with the heart as long as they don't damage him. And Eclypsia, they fared so well, but they lost Lush, and they only got a Broodmother whose effectiveness
That's a good trade. That's a good trade.
It was starting to win anyway, but you need all the stuns you can get. You don't really want to go for trades when you're this far behind. You just sort of want to go for all-out victories.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's what they want, but
yeah.
The reality of it, I don't think they could get all victory. Angel here, 2,400 gold, still no item to be purchased. Buyback is what he wants to take up for. And here comes the final push, or it should be the final push. Let's see how well that the Eclypsia squad will be defending this.
Drunken is being dropped on Miguel. Miguel is not able to hit anything. Only Mechanism Ultimate Orb. He has 2,900 gold in the bank, clearly saving up for the buyback and for a Hex after that. But looks like Spectre is just going to take that tower, not being damaged with the heart regen, keeping him fully intact. 65.7 heart regen per second. They're going to zip in for Fluff. Angel going to go all out to get this kill, but Angel is going to be not in a lot of trouble because there's not really too much holding in place. Like the Panda ultimate is popped, Rise is in a lot of trouble as well. Looks like Lesh respawns only to die. No, Lesh is going to get away. They're going to chase for Rise. Laguna Blade
So
back
much
up.
mobility on Eclypsia, but again, this tower can't run. Sankin comes in with a huge epicenter, but he's by himself. He gets Cyclone, a little bit of misplaced. Crystal Maiden dropping all on no one. Weapons up, will be going down. Huge check out from Mania. That's 2 kills. Maybe it's gonna be enough. Jail very low. Mikey very low. Trying to focus on Jail. That's the wrong target. Focus on Mikey. Focus on Mikey. You're gonna focus on Jail instead. Hannah Montana walks all the way back. Angel trying to find Mikey. Mikey's gonna turn around. There's silence on Angel. There's a climb on him as well. Angel in trouble. He hexes Mikey up. He's trying to zip on the low ground. He will be able to zip on the low ground. No mana. Mikey's still alive. Blink enchant totem. And Mikey somehow he will finally go down. But at what cost? Mania's gonna go down now. Windrunner out of mana, he buys back and haunts back in. That's the most discouraging thing in the world. You use all your spells to go for that 1 kill. Mikey says low, buys back, haunts back in. And God, that's gotta be the game.
That is heartbreaking for ECL. That was pretty much the best team fight they could have hoped for. And Spectre is just like, yo, buy back. Just haunts back in.
Still got 3.8 though.
No problem, gonna save up for another gonna get double radiance. Nothing better than 1 radiance and double radiance anyway.
Range Rat's gonna survive, yeah. Seems like Eclypsia not ready to GG out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, their backs are up against the wall, but if they lose the Aegis to Spectre, there's not really too much hope left. And they aren't really able to take the team fight. Of course, all the ultimates for the Radiant work best when everybody's clumped together, which is nothing better than against the Roshan. But I still don't see Complexity making the mistake of clumping up so hard. They're going to leave one person on the high ground, going to leave the Panda in to blink in and do whatever. And keep in mind, Panda's ultimate didn't really do anything. Didn't get any kills, barely disabled Rise.
It actually messed up their combos a little bit more than, it did. Because it's like,
well, compared to how usually effective it is.
Right. But yeah, when Mikey picks up this Aegis, it's not a back against the wall situation. Like, your back is against the cliff. You take a step back, you die. You take a step forward, you die to Mikey. It's not a good situation to be in. But here comes Stormspear trying to get something done, cycling him in there. Mikey's gonna get it. He's gonna get silenced. It's a question now. He's gonna zip on melee.
Defensive Fissure gonna be dropped. Spectre just gonna zip back up with the dagger. Gonna try to kill Rise.
Rise. You can't run. No.
Can't run from this.
Should have TP'd, I'm just saying.
Yeah, probably. Stormspear gonna bottle the regen rune. Gonna try to backdoor top, clearly. Hannah Montana, all over that.
He probably should backdoor with a teleport scroll. He just got his regen canceled. And here comes the Throneling squad. Because they be wanting a no, they're gonna play it safe. Backdoor tower and then backdoor Rex. Okay. Which, by the way, before anyone flames out there, backdoor is fully legal.
Yeah, backdoor regen is implemented in the game for a reason.
Top tower has fallen.
Anyway, Eclypsia, maneuvering position, Ghost Scepter being picked up by the Earthshaker. Playmate has the Scythe of Vice along with the gem, so they can see everything. They can see exactly how they will die. And Ogre Club being picked up by a Storm Spirit, not going to be able to finish up this BKB unless he can farm up the 2,900 gold, or the 500 more gold that he needs in order to finish it.
There's one more fight left in Eclypsia, trying to extend the game as long as they can. A 1% chance is a 1% chance. It's going to happen soon though. You do see 2 heroes trying to get the backstab.
Yep, they realize that they can't lose this tower at any cost. Panda blinks in, Ultimate's gonna try to kill Miggle. Miggle pops the Ghost Scepter. Rise is gonna be the next focus. Rise taking so much damage. Haunt goes in, Rise is gonna die. And with Rise's death, it looks like Planet blinks in. Gonna drop the F7. Can he kill the Crystal Main? Can they kill the Crystal Main? No, they cannot. Sand King gonna be the next one to fall. Angel zipping in and out. Can't get anything done. Crystal Main and Lena survive. That is extremely discouraging. That's even more discouraging than the Spectre buying back and haunting it. Can't even kill the Sisters of Feed.
Oh man, I'm telling you, HCM, strong hero.
The Feed Sisters.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Their Rex will drop. GG is called. Game 1 goes to Team Complexity. Awesome Spectre, Panda, Broodmother pick. Of course, one thing I'm failing to point out is that Fluff and Sub always have that self-cycling ready. Because Stormstar really loves to jump in. But Fluff's like, no problem, self-cycle, where you at?
What do you mean where you at? He's right there. He's killing Miggle. He's right there.
Oh, look at that fiery soul. They want Migo. Migo shows Soul Tech. Mikey just goes in right now. There's a Shaco and
Jo tanking literally like at least 500 damage from the Fallon, or 500 shots from the Fallon. No problem.
Got that evasion there.
Yep.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Meanwhile, game is over, so a nice try by ECL. They definitely had their moments to shine. They looked okay, but I think that kill on the mid lane by Angel being missed on Spectre, it was a very big swing in momentum.
That was a big swing. I'm not gonna lie. Spectre, instead of dying, which would have delayed his radiance a little bit more and got his radiance, there's a couple kills being missed. That was a tie turning point, but I'm not sure even if they got those kills, if the game's ultimate result would have been different. But it's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Yep. All right, that's game number 1. Game number 2 is coming up right now. Don't go anywhere.